Good afternoon, it's me again. It's been a while since I have done a video, so I thought I'd do another one just to show people where I'm at and just to talk about a few more things. Where I am at the moment is in my sister's garden. There's a couple of garden beds over here and I'm sitting on one, there's one behind you. They just moved into a property and it's got a garden in it and it's all gone a bit to ruin, so I'm just in the process of turning it over to see if we can plant some nice, clean, fresh vegetables for the winter and the coming summer. It's just the calendar date for winter is just coming up next week, so you just do it when you can. The reason why I really wanted to talk about it was part of my recovery has been and is food and nature. What I've found is that eating clean organic food can be expensive. It can also be cheap. There's a lot more options now available in supermarkets here in New Zealand anyway around organic foods, which is really good, and you can get little eco groups, little community groups that are having organic purchasing groups. What is it? The Dallas Buyers Club, I guess, is an example in the States. Different products, but these products are around food, organic food in the local community. So there is the access to organic foods, but the issue I am experiencing at the moment is economic, financial. I pretty much haven't worked since October. I had a job until the end of January, but due to health concerns I decided I had to let that go because I couldn't sustain the hours required and I needed to get away and look after myself and heal. And I am healing. I'm really good. So economically, I've got to a point where I can't sustain the cost of buying full-on organic food everywhere. There's also it's not as easy to get green leafy vegetables, certainly in the winter time, but in this community where I am at the moment. So I'm trying to find another solution. And my sister's wanted a garden, and I'm wanting to get good fresh food. So I've kind of decided that I'm going to plant my own vegetables to start learning. Now, I don't know much about gardening. I haven't been in the garden since I was 5 years of age, planting peas with my parents. But I'm at a point now where I need to do something, and it's not a need, it's actually a want. I really want to touch the earth, and as you can see by my hands, I am touching the earth. So getting into the garden, there's the financial implications, and that's probably one of the primary implications most people operate in this world is what's the financial implications. But the other implication, or the reason why I'm doing it, other reasons as to why I'm getting in the garden, there's a soul purpose feeling to it. Touching earth is important for us to ground our energy systems. Now, I've talked about this in other videos. There are scientific studies behind grounding. It's an important thing to do. Just touching the earth is important for us as human beings. It's part of who we are. There's a whole lot of good bacteria in there. There's bad bacteria that challenges our immune system, that allows us to grow stronger and healthier. And so there is a benefit for us touching the earth. One is I really want a stronger connection with nature, and I am for a long time. In my whole life I've had a connection with nature, but I've never really contextualized or understood that. And it didn't really start to come into context. Don't get me wrong, I always knew going for a walk in the bush was good, but I never did it because I never saw much benefit in it. It's just a waste of time based on my old mindset. But when I was in Canada, I met a woman, Joanne Bean. She's a Sleeping Buffalo woman. She takes sweat lodges and introduces people to First Nation cultures in Canada. Lives in Alberta, Canada. Anyway, part of the journey there was I got to do sweat lodges with her and some other people in the group, and she allowed me to tend to the fire and start to understand the grandfather stones and bring the stones into the fire, into the sweat lodge. I guess with that I started to learn a connection, a respect for the things that nature gives us, for the things that the earth gives us. The grandfather stones were important for the ceremony to bring the heat to help with the cleansing. The sweat lodge itself is the womb of the mother, the earth mother, where we come out of it and we come out refreshed. So Joanne taught me a lot about how to be respectful of the nature that I'm with and give thanks and praise and gratitude for it. And I attended a lot of ceremony with Joanne, a water ceremony in particular in Calgary that we did in 2013 was a highlight. It sticks in my mind, just the emotional effects and physical effects felt from that ceremony. So Joanne helped me to open my eyes up to paying more respect to what I'm doing with nature. And it's a learning process, by no means am I perfect at all. But part of this gardening is about connecting to my food supply, it's about connecting to the earth for my own health. And organic food is important as well. So that's the third thing that I'm learning, is that the organic food is really important to me. It's become more and more important as I have gone on my journey. I realise the energy differences it gives me when I eat organic food versus something that's come off a shelf and is in a box from the supermarket. There's an energetic difference and there's a nutrient difference. I dropped 30 kilos over a year without any difficulty just by eating unprocessed natural whole foods. I still eat meat. I still do eat bone broths at the moment, and some fish, but not a whole lot of meat proteins. But I do eat a lot more plant-based foods, and I'm healthier than I've ever been. So this garden is about me maintaining my food supply, but also having that energetic connection with my food. You know, they've proven with emotions, Dr. Emoto's work with water from Japan, where you have positive emotions put into you. Water can change the crystalline structure from a broken, disjointed figure to a crystal figure, a crystal shape that is just full-on beautiful. So there is energy in this. So I work away here. I'm just turning the soil over at the moment so we can get ready for planting and weeding the flower beds. There is a energetic connection that I have with my food supply, and the human as the observer in our world has the effect or the ability to affect a lot of things in our life that we don't think we have, and that we don't think we can. And that's a big learning lesson for me. Me as a human being, we all do, but we don't all acknowledge this or know this, and I'm only just scratching the surface of this. We have the ability to affect the world in a way that we don't understand at the moment, because we've been convinced that we haven't got the impact that we have or can have. So our observation of the world around us impacts our health. So I'm also reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And our observation of the world around us affects our health. So for me, with the garden beds, and I'm learning about my cell structure and environment, Dr. Bruce Lipton talking about your cell environment impacts your health. Me being in the garden and nature and the sunshiny day like this, a nice cool autumn day, I'm connecting with nature. I'm hearing the environment that's healthy for me. And that then in turn goes into my body, which then allows my cellular structure to improve. Now this is not quackery, this is epigenetics. And I'm believing it more and more because it's so relevant. And it's been the process that, without having read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book and Dr. Bruce Lipton's book, I was already starting to do this, and their books have just like been a kickstart to jump me along really quickly on my process with that. So that's important. The other, so the organic food supply, the safety of my food supply, having fresh food when I need it is important for me, so that's why I'm doing the garden. I also wanted to say thank you to Ra Pullman for showing me a way around gardens and eating vegetables that opened my eyes up. I grew up in a pretty traditional family, meat and 3 veg, and food just came from the supermarket essentially. And then my sister did the Koanga Institute work with Kay Baxter down in Wairoa, and she learned a whole new way. So Ra Paulin and my sister are key in me helping to maintain my health in terms of showing me different ways of looking after my food, and the necessity of having clean, green, healthy food, and learning that the food is everywhere in our environment. We just need to be able to understand what that is. So these are all things I'm just scratching the surface on, but it feels so good to me. It feels happy, it makes me happy, so keep doing it. With the garden, my sister's the knowledgeable one on that. I'm kind of the brawn at the moment. I'm doing the work, and she's helping me out by guiding me in terms of what I need to do, when I need to do. I'll be doing more research in gardening, but as I get a feel for it, I'll be able to branch out and do a lot more. So yeah, thank you to Joanne, thank you to Ra, thank you to Suzanne, my sister, thank you to Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton, because you're helping me a lot. So this is part of me being healthy, part of me doing things that are important for me. sitting in an office doesn't make me happy anymore. It can. It depends on what I'm doing. It doesn't mean I'll avoid offices, but this touching nature and being in the outdoors is healthy for me, and that's what I need. And it just goes along with connecting with who I am. It's also, thank you again, Joanne, this is a piece I learned from her. Doing routine manual tasks is a form of meditation. So as I'm out here, I'm contemplating my thoughts about health. I'm contemplating my thoughts about the type of person I want to be. I'm contemplating my thoughts in the world, how I fit into this world, what I want to deliver, what it means to me. And then I'm just finding peace just by doing something with connecting with nature. I've got dirt all over my hands and it feels good. So thank you, Joanne, for sharing that native teaching, which is, the sewing of the clothes, the making of the rattles, the drums, was a meditative process done with honour and respect for the earth. So I'm implementing that same process here with the garden that I'm working on. So yeah, I won't say it's a short video because I might just come up with something before we finish. But I just wanted to share with people that there is some importance with having food, that you know where it's come from and that you handled. I know that when I go out to restaurants, I don't go out to restaurants very much anymore because I don't know where the food's come from, what's in it. I also don't know how they prepare it, and I've got a very strict eating regime, so I have to be able to eat the food that is good for me. So this is one way of me being able to eat what I can when I need to, but eating fresh, whole, vibrant food that I can have a feast. Yeah, herbs. So I'm planting a lot of coriander and parsley and oregano and thyme. So because those are important herbs. And as I go along, I'll get more and more, hopefully, into the garlic and onions. I'm not allowed to eat those at the moment, but at some point in the future I will be able to, and they're very important for health. So yeah, it's exciting. Already got some plants growing, got some strawberries in the ground, got some garlic in the ground. Now it's just a matter of putting the rest of the beds into place. So hopefully a useful talk. I'll just show you a bit of the bed so that we can see. So I am doing work. So there's one bed, there's another bed I've just worked on, and there's some other beds that are still in the process of getting turned over that we've already planted with vegetables. So I'm keeping at it. So anyway, bye for now. I'm going back to the sunshine and the chilly autumn air. So I won't say it's warm, but it's lovely. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.